Hello, my name is Star Friedenberg, and I am the founder and owner of the Medical Mindset Coach Clinic that's based in central London, as well as I can offer different various services online. For the purpose of today's video, I will be talking to you about the various blood tests that are offered at the clinic or can be equally sent to you at the comfort of your own home, where you can perform the tests that will be subsequently sent to the lab, and when results are posted, they'll be sent to me, and then we'll conduct an online consultation electronically, and then I'll give you the results as well as feedback, guidance, helpful tools, resources to be able to help best advise you on your next steps after, in terms of aftercare, as well as potentially reading your case history or understanding your case history. Then I can advise you on respective treatments that will be very beneficial to you, your health, on your healing journey. So primarily, I am a specialist in gut health or gut health detox specialist, digestive, anything of the sorts that deals with the stomach. This is my main area of specialty. So I've been doing it for years. So I'm very comfortable in this subject or industry. So if you have any questions on bloating, fatigue, skin breakouts, water retention, low energy, mood swings, that kind of thing, hormonal imbalances or PMS symptoms, anything really, I think I can really help you. So the purpose, again, just narrowing back to these blood tests, is that most people, when they come, they say, oh, I've been told that I need to look at doing a test for food allergies or food intolerances. Intolerances is the most common one that pops up. And most people, first of all, don't know the difference between intolerances and allergies. So just to stipulate that, intolerances, in short, is basically you're over-consuming a food and your body's developing a reactivity to it. So the most common symptoms will be bloating, water retention, skin breakout, fatigue, headaches, brain fog, irregularities in your hormonal cycle, maybe having PMS, maybe skipping a period or two. When it gets more to menopausal, weight will basically not shift. Or you might feel that you're quite proportion, except you'll have a lot of weight retention, a rubber tire around your gut that you can't seem to shake off no matter what you're doing, etc. I was going to say what you're doing, what exercise you're doing, how healthy you're eating, etc. So this is basically symptoms of intolerances. So it's important to obviously do this test. I say to people who ever come first time into clinic, so important and critical to do this, because it's one of the most important health information tools that you'll have, because this is something you can do as homework by working on it every day. And then when you come to see me throughout, depending on your conditions or need, however regularly you see me or intermittently you see me, I can do the big hurdles and then you do the small little ones in between, and then together we can work well and strong and you get long lasting results, right? When we move into allergies, this is all the similar symptoms that would fall under the bracket of intolerances, but we need to take it to the next level. So what we're talking about here will be skin rashes, skin breakouts in terms of like eczema, psoriasis, symptoms similar to autoimmune conditions. Then you get severe headaches, severe migraines, you get pain in your abdomen as if maybe someone's like basically sucker punched you in the stomach. You feel quite debilitated to a point that you can even start vomiting. To the next severity of the severe, going to the next level of severity on the scale of being either your windpipe shutting down, struggling to breathe, coughing severely, feeling unwell, dizzy, fainting, and then next level is death. And this is what you'll commonly hear as the peanut allergy guy, or eating something and then, can be dying within minutes. So it's very, very serious. So when people come to the clinic, they're like, oh, I just like to do an intolerance test. And I say the value is better when you do both, because commonly what I see is top 4 intolerances in people is dairy, so usually cow milk. Then it's going to be eggs, and that can be separated even between egg white and egg yolk. Then wheat/gluten. And the most other common that most people never think about or consider is yeast. But when you think about these 4 ingredients individually or / combined, these are basically what predominantly makes up certain foods. The classic example is thinking about a cake. And if I think about breakfast, it's very hard to consider things in breakfast that don't contain gluten or might have dairy attached to it. So it's a huge, and it also, in terms of at places and restaurants, it makes it a lot more affordable from a business perspective to have things that are bread or pastry, because it's cheap to make, and therefore it's popularly sold, and therefore because people have not a lot of time, as soon as they're rushing to shops, they just grab anything that's quick on the go, part of these meal deals that you get in the UK, and then people would just buy anything and everything, but predominantly will have gluten in it or some combination of dairy. And this is why, to me, it is one of the most popularly spat out results, because it is just so widely available to people, and it's inexpensive for companies, and therefore it's accessible to people, because of obviously certain economical reasons within the economy, that prices are rising, people can't afford as much, people doing cuts, and also it's just bloody addictive, because all of these things are laced with sugar, right? And who doesn't love sugar? Not many people. So it's important to know that. So one of the most common things that I say within these results is that your intolerances. People go, okay, I can't have dairy milk, right? So what are your substitutes? Then you'll think about coconut milk, you think soy milk, you'll think almond milk, cashew nut milk, I've heard potato milk, bean sprout milk, pea milk, what other milks are there? Soy and oats, I think, yes. Almond, so most popularly in the coffee shops like Starbucks or Pret a Manger, you'll get almond, soy, and oat. So what are the problems now with this? In terms of, if you have done your allergy test, popular allergies are nuts, right? So people are testing for nut allergies, therefore you can't now substitute to these types of plant-based milks, right? If you have gluten or oat allergy, you can't have oat milk. And I tell people, like the plague, to avoid soy, because soy has certain I would say certain components within that help, not help, but basically create disruption and disorder to your hormonal system, causing hormonal imbalance. And this will have a knock-on effect with your mood, your weight, etc., even skin breakouts. So I tell people never to touch soy. And this is going to make you get so much better at reading labels, because then you'll start to go, gosh, it's not just one ingredient, it's made up of 50 things, and you got to check the labels and say, I can't have this, can't have this, can't have this. So that's why it's very important to do both of those combined. But then an extra added benefit within the allergy test, you'll get a report based on environmental allergen exposures. So we're talking about to cats, horses, dogs, cockroaches, and all your common hay fever-like symptoms, even dust mites as well. So I always say it's fantastic. If you test for dust allergy, then you have to tell your partner you can't do the cleaning in the house. Or quite seriously and literally, you might have to employ someone to obviously get that done and have your house cleaned regularly to avoid the build-up. Just literally due to your own health. Obviously, the time that I'm filming this is very, very popular as we reach spring / getting into summer. That hay fever is about us, and most people don't understand their symptoms and don't recognize that it's hay fever. So therefore, it's good to obviously get that confirmed from a medical perspective, and then we can treat appropriately. Couple of options that I can offer. I'd like to work naturally, so there's lots of natural supplements and herbs that I can guide you and help you with, that can help reduce your symptoms. But if you would like to go strictly allopathic / medical route, then I can administer a hay fever allergy injection. So take that from there. So now, when you do these two tests together, I always highly recommend, which is the most popular that I sell, is an add-on to do your health check. So health check will comprise of checking your vitamin D levels, and I can say definitely probably other than tropical locations in the world, people are significantly deficient. So this will have hormonal imbalances, weight gain, skin problems, low moods, depression, anxiety. It's a very, very powerful vitamin, and we're seriously deficient in it. So that's always good to double check, because I need to perform a blood test to confirm that deficiency, and then thereafter I can administer vitamin D injection, either a single dose or preferably a mega dose, and then that can last you for good 3 to 6 months, right? The next one that I will talk about will comprise of your vitamin B12 levels. So this is really important as well, because this is what is the main, what's the right word I want to use? The main culprit that attributes to your energy levels. And I probably don't know anyone, maybe because of my job, that their energy levels are at a sufficient level. Everyone's tired, everyone's overworked, everyone's doing something, everyone's living the best life, doing too much, going out, whatever. So this is typically compromised. And then for your blood to be healthy, we need 4 major vitamins, which is your B12, your B9 or folate, your vitamin C, and iron. So I'll be able to check all of these differently as well to obviously ensure that your blood's maximized. And then we can think about other alternatives such as drips or vitamin injections or just supplements that you can take in your day-to-day, right? The next one will be checking your cholesterol. Literally, I can't say anymore. My life has come down to a motto: never say never, because when I look at someone in person, if they're not chronically ill but would have just a sort of typical demeanor, young, healthy looking, sounds on paper like they're doing exercise, they're not smoking, they're not drinking, they're eating a good diet, always shockingly surprises me, cholesterol's high. Cholesterol is more high when I do tests than not, and it shocks the patients respectively too. So I think it's an invaluable tool, because this again can lead to cardiovascular disease, strokes, heart attacks, that kind of thing. So we really want to get on top of that. Even if commonly I hear, it runs in the family, doesn't matter. Even if it's hereditary, that means you should be double time on it, because you need to really get on top of your health and get into a maintenance phase, or prevention, a preventative phase, rather than treating when it might be not. You basically left it that it's become chronic, turned into disease, and it's impossible to manage, and then will obviously reduce your lifespan, right? And then the next one would be your iron. So iron, very common to have iron deficiency or maybe excess iron, and the same thing like that. If you're deficient, then there's respective protocols. I can give you an iron IV drip, or I can give you supplementation, or again, I can look at your nutrition and give you a customized dietary plan that will help support you. Or equally, if you have too much iron, I can look at doing some bloodletting therapies or various other techniques or treatments that can obviously help you get that to a manageable level, right? And then the final one that we'll test is your liver. So liver will be comprised of multiple markers. I can't remember offhand how many, but I'm thinking like 10 or 12, something along those lines. That will tell me all different aspects of your liver that can indicate liver damage, maybe drinking too much, maybe you're not hydrated enough, and what you may be at risk of. And again, in the clinic, because I'm a specialist in gut health, and gut health will incorporate the liver, and especially I would say I'm a specialist in detox as well, then I can look at, again, different methods, or respectively all of them, on how to help clean/repair your liver, because your liver is the only organ in your body that can regenerate. So we definitely have good chances with that to help, and then we take it from there. So I always advise people to do these 3 tests in combination, and when you do this as a bundle, it becomes a much more affordable price as well, because when you do tests in singular, then it is expensive, but when you do them together, it's a much more reduced price. Additional other blood tests that I offer at the moment, and it's always increasing with time, will be looking at your stress levels. It will be looking at your inflammation levels. We'll be looking at menopause. We'll be looking at thyroid. We'll be looking at male hormones, female hormones, fertility, diabetes, thyroid, and I think that's all that I offer for now in terms of blood tests, but I have different techniques and therapies in place that if you want to check for anything else, I can also respectively do that. So as everyone jokes, it's your one-stop shop, but hopefully this detailed video is enough to help give you a perspective on not just getting intolerance test alone, not just getting allergy test alone. And when you get those two together, you might as well add on the health check, because that can also play a vital, game-changing shift into your lifestyle as well. And if you have any respective other concerns or issues, I think I might have said menopausal blood test, then we can test as well. So maybe female hormones, fertility. If you're struggling to get pregnant, we can identify which gland is imbalanced, and then again address that, or male hormones just due to different reasons, or thyroid because you're struggling to shift weight, or you might be having a goiter develop, or there's some hereditary or congenital disease in your family. So then we take that from there, really. So hopefully that helps, and you get a little bit about me and my explanation and understanding, and take it from there. And I really hope to see you soon in clinic. And just last point is that blood tests can be done in person in clinic, which I prefer to do, but equally if it makes it difficult, this can be done virtually, where I can get the blood test sent to your house, and from there it's a finger prick test. So obviously I can take blood from the vein, or I can do finger prick depending on what is at your comfort level. But if it's the tests that are sent to your house, then that will be done on as a finger prick test alone. Only T's and C's that I have to say for these tests is just you'll need to be fasted for a period of 6 hours, but you can maintain just water to keep your hydration levels up, and also to keep your blood, I guess is the right word to say, flowing, because sometimes you can prick your finger and then it can turn out really not great. And this is again a practice of why I get people typically to come in, because I've got lots of different techniques and methods to ensure that your blood will flow. Whereas I've seen over the years that a lot of people have made mistakes, failed the blood test, don't bleed enough, didn't follow the thing properly, didn't fill enough blood in the tube, didn't shake the tube well, didn't send it on time, sent it on the wrong day. There's just so many different reasons over the years. So I've just gotten like, okay, just come to me, and let's just do it my way, so I know, and then I post them to the lab, or I get my assistants to post them, and then we take it from there. So yeah, that's the feedback. So I hope you have a lovely day, and hopefully I'll see you soon in clinic, and I look forward to helping you on your healthy healing journey and getting rid of all of that excess weight, getting you better energy levels, getting rid of your bloating, getting your skin to be shiny, perfect and glowing. Let's do it. Okay, bye.